Good morning. Happy Saturday. We have a 3-day weekends. Ukraine sidelined by Trump as war reaches third year. When Russian troops invaded Ukraine on February 24th, 2022, President Vladimir Putin may have expected a quick victory, but what Putin called the special military operation became Europe's largest conflict since World War II. 3 years later, thousands have been killed and entire cities ruined. Millions of Ukrainians have been displaced, and Russia has been isolated from the West. But now, President Donald Trump has reversed the U.S. policy of isolating Russia, speaking with Putin on the phone and saying they have agreed to work together very closely to end the war. I hope so. And although the US and the other NATO members have previously described Ukraine's future membership of NATO as irreversible, Trump has now said it is unlikely Ukraine will join NATO. There is also a growing rift between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, with Trump calling Zelensky a dictator and Zelensky saying that Trump is living in a disinformation space. Okay, Trump has blamed Kyiv for failing to make a deal with Moscow to prevent the war and has even suggested that Ukraine may be Russian someday. Trump says that Zelensky, whose term expired last year, needs to face voters, calling him a dictator without elections. Kyiv maintains elections are impossible during a war. On February 19th, Zelensky rejected U.S. demands for a share of Ukraine's rare earth minerals. The U.S. had proposed that the minerals be exchanged for U.S. aid or even as compensation for aid already received. But Zelensky said the proposal was too focused on U.S. interests. Zelensky says Ukraine needs Western security guarantees and a European peacekeeping force to prevent Russian attacks. But while the UK and others signal readiness to send troops for such a mission, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said after US-Russian talks in Saudi Arabia that Moscow won't accept a peacekeeping force with NATO members. Zelensky has also said Ukraine won't abandon its goal of joining NATO and won't accept any deal negotiated with Kyiv. But with Ukraine sidelined and senior Russian and US officials preparing for a summit meeting, Putin appears closer than ever to cementing Moscow's gains of about a fifth of Ukraine's territory and keeping Ukraine out of NATO. Discussion. What are your thoughts on Trump's involvement in Russia's war on Ukraine? I'm not really following this fact, but I have a really bad feeling about Trump's. But in other way, he does very good things, some voters says. So I only know from one side. I really shouldn't say any opinion about this because I don't know. What do you make of Trump's description of Zelensky as a dictator? Do you believe Ukraine will eventually join NATO? Do you expect the war to end anytime soon? Yes. That's the most important things. I mean, they can discuss, talk, whatever, but not killing people anymore. What do you think is the most likely way for the war to end? Further discussion. Where does your country stand on the Russia-Ukraine conflict? Neutral なんですかね. By having the Trump reaching the Russia may change some things. We don't know because we are the American followers, unfortunately. Well, I don't. No offense that I love American people because I love it in America and stuff, but when it comes to politics, it's a bit different, huh? How much did you know about Russia-Ukraine relations before the invasion? Actually, none. I I didn't know anything about it. How do you think U.S.-Russia relations will change during Trump's second term? I think that something would move. I don't know it's gonna change, but what your political issues would you like to be more informed about? Yeah, it just makes me depressed, so I actually don't like to know about it, but not knowing is not a good thing either. You can no more win a war than you can win an earthquake. Haha. Janet Rankin, what do you make of this quote? Yes, when the natural disaster happens, it's all gone.